today, let's have a look at a day in the life of Darren during the corona pandemic.
Good morning. Well, it's now gone 25 past 6. I just had my breakfast, sorted out my hair. I'm not going to bother shaving. It's very, very cold. Last night we had a bit of an accident in the hallway where the coats hang and where there was a bit of shelving. This huge wooden monstrosity fell over and hit the floor, just catching my arm. Anyway, cut a long story short, nobody was hurt, but as you can see, the top of the shelf is damaged. Now, in the normal circumstances, I'm sure you would just contact the landlord, say, hey, you didn't put this on the wall properly, but I don't want anyone coming into the apartment right now because of the coronavirus. So I'm going to try and fix that myself. Now, Saturday and Sunday are my most busy days, but I'm going to somehow try and fit that in. 6:25, got up 6 o'clock this morning. I've got 10 reports to do. Let's get the 10 reports out of the way. By the time I finish, it will be time to start the lessons. Just noticed that about 8:30 I'm going to have 30 minutes break, so I will use that to cut the wood.
So with a limited period of time, I was able to, and don't forget I've got the proper tools, I was able to trim the shelf down using a circular saw, drill the pilot holes, put it all back together again, nice and tight, put the wall plugs in the wall, all 9 of them, and then stick it back on the wall. Everything's hunky-dory. My very first student who's been affected by a close member of their family passing away due to the coronavirus just now. Young boy was almost in tears, holding back the tears, trying to get on with his life. Obviously, the remaining parent has tried to instill normality in their life. Things must go on. But yeah, it was particularly sad this is the first time so far. I don't have friends or family who actually have had the virus yet alone passed away from it. So yeah, I would say that although I was exposed to the fact that this virus was on the fore, the fact that I knew about it perhaps a little bit earlier than most people within the West, because of course it was in China and I was given the opportunity to teach more as a direct result of this virus. It's now starting to get a lot more real. I'm in a country where there is a lockdown. We're not allowed out unless it's an absolute emergency. Can't fly anywhere. I see in the news every day what's going on in the UK. And now it feels a bit more real. Now that someone I know has been adversely affected by the death of someone very close to them, it's starting to get a lot more serious. And yeah, feeling a little bit sad today. Now, the shortest classes I have are 14 minutes, about 15 minutes. The middle one is 30 minutes. So I can have breaks in between my classes of between 15 and 30 minutes, or 2 minutes. I get 2 minutes between the end of one class and the beginning of another if they're consecutive. So that gives me enough time to run into the kitchen, put the kettle on if I want, or grab the kettle, make a coffee next to my desk, or if it's 15 minutes, if I'm doing some cooking, I can fry some onions, brown something, switch it off, boil some potatoes, so on and so forth. So as you can imagine, when you're getting used to all of this, you can do quite a lot with those little bits of time in between your lessons. Now, normally, I have a situation where I don't start until about 3:30. So I have the entire morning and half of the afternoon to do what I want. At the moment, because of the coronavirus, of course, I'm literally on hold when it comes to my own business, and I'm doing all of these other little things that will bring in money, whether it's voiceovers or whether it's teaching. And I'm fitting everything else in between these 15 and 30-minute blocks, or sometimes 45 if I've got a 30 and a 15, or sometimes up to 1 hour. But as you can see, it's working quite nicely. The day before, this is a lasagna. I don't usually cook one day after the other. There's usually a few days in between. And then today, here's a shepherd's pie. Oh, bon appetit. I've noticed that my LinkedIn connection requests have gone up by about 20%, and I put this down to the fact that more and more people are sat at home trying to find other ways of doing their business networking because of this coronavirus. What I can tell you, however, is the way they're doing it isn't really that effective. It's not an effective use of their time. So one of the other videos I'm going to be making this week is specifically about how to do business networking during the coronavirus and how to best utilize the functionality of LinkedIn. We'll probably be emigrating to Mauritius as soon as the borders are opened to do with this coronavirus. Yeah, we'll be emigrating to Mauritius. So I'm going to be doing the cost of living in Shymkent whilst I've still got my shopping receipts and everything else. We'll run through the list and I'll give you the lowdown on how much it costs. I'm currently earning, just with the teaching, approximately $4,000 a month. Now I understand in the US or the UK, that's not an amazing salary. It's not going to allow you to stay at the Ritz very often. But if you live in the cheaper countries, it's absolutely fantastic. And if you are looking just to make ends meet right now, whilst you're back at home through this coronavirus, I think it's better than nothing. It's a lot better than nothing. So if you do find yourself with spare time, this is something you could be actually doing. Now, you do need certification. You would need a TEFL certificate, and I will put a link in the description below where you can get such a certificate. It's the place where I got mine. I'm going to be doing a video review on what it was like to go through the process with this particular organization. I think you'll be quite pleasantly surprised. I was, and you can actually get your certification within a week. If you don't even use it this time around, you can definitely use it as a tool to find work whilst traveling the world, which is basically what I used it for. Something else as well, which has been happening over the last couple of months, I didn't actually think that the coronavirus would affect me too much. Everyone was talking about how can I work from home, and I was laughing in the back of my head thinking, well, I've actually been doing this for 10 years, 12 years, maybe even longer, but 24 hours a day for the last 10 years is a given. And I expected it not to affect me at all. However, what I didn't realize was that every single evening, I'm walking at least a couple of miles to a main shopping center and back just to give my legs some exercise after being sat down all day. Not doing this, sat at home longer, eating a bit more, I'm piling on the pounds. Now, a good friend of mine has recently posted on Facebook that he's looking to do this fitness coaching, and I have various clients that was into nutrition, etc. over the last few years. So I'm going to try and see what I can do to sort out my health, sort out my fitness, and I'll be posting some videos on that as well. Well, I hope you find this video of interest. Thank you for watching.